and yes, welcome back to another stream, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Before I bring my guest out, different day today. I apologize. It's just been so busy early this week and stuff, and I actually there's been no Mondays that I've been able to do lately. So I had to mix the day up a bit. We're starting half hour late, so we'll finish half hour later. So we'll be finishing at 9:30 today. And again, I apologize about my lighting. I'm going to show you guys actually some behind the scenes footage here. Look at this. This is my replacement light. It's a lamp turned on its side. I had to get creative. It was either that or I was practically sitting in the dark. But anyway, I'm really grateful for having my guest on today. He's someone who I've been really good mates with for a while. He's a wonderful guy, and his missus Sophie, I know she's watching, who's also absolutely fantastic. But you know, I owe this man actually a lot in terms of my movie collection because I've become such a huge kaiju fan, and it was from watching his channel. So I actually owe him that part of my movie collection, thanks to him for getting me into them through his videos. But anyway, I had to get him back on, and that of course is Mr. Jason Brett. Let's bring him in. Here he is. Hello, mate.
Hello. How you doing, man? You good?
I'm doing very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. Yeah, thank you for having me on, man. It's been a long time. I don't think I've done a stream in like what feels like a year.
Oh, really? Least. I didn't realize it'd been that long.
Yeah,
but
I don't have time these days. Really, you're lucky you catch me when I've actually got a bit of time. So yay time.
I know what you mean. I went from doing last year. I managed to get 15 streams out. The year before it was 30. This year I think I'm gonna get to 12. And next year I'm stopping. Like my streams have also just slowly faded away.
I can't remember if I've done a stream this year or not, because this year's been a bit cray. I started a second channel, so it's been a bit full on.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I've even done a stream this year. I probably have, maybe one.
Yeah. It's just finding the time. I've been like that on my YouTube as well. Like the last couple months, I've barely put any videos out, and I think it is just finding the time now, isn't it?
Yeah,
but I think the thing is, yeah, I think a lot of us, like, I think you were the same as me. Like, COVID was when like we're just putting out loads of videos and stuff because it was just like I know, like free time and stuff. It was like I'm just gonna just throw as many videos out as I can make.
Yeah, I think there's a point where if you go through my channel, there's a point where you can see where I'm literally doing like 2 videos, 3 videos a week.
Yeah,
but there was a point in like 2021 where I was unemployed, so all I was doing was just making videos constantly.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, I work now, so it's like trying to find the time to film, to edit. Editing's the time-consuming part as well.
Yeah. No, I 100% get that. Some of my videos, as people, I'm sure, realize, don't even edit them. Just put the intro in and that's it. I'm like, that'll do. But as I say, I said this to you backstage, and I've teased it on the channel. I'm going to do some changes next year anyway myself. Update the channel. But for now, you know, we're still getting some videos out when we can. But what have you been watching lately? We'll kick us off with that. I think I've nicked that from is it Playtendo guy? He opens up his streams with them.
Oh yeah.
It's a good little
round table what they've been watching. I've obviously due to the Halloween season, lots of horror films lately. I can grab the one that I first time watch for me. Which is weird because I'm a big fan of 80s slashers.
Okay.
First time watch, and I thought it was really good. A really interesting take on the slasher genre, which is Maniac.
I have not seen that one, so
it comes highly recommended from me.
Yeah.
It's a slasher film that basically the protagonist is the killer, so you're basically following his exploits in the film, and it's more of a character study on why he's going a bit mad and killing people. But it's not the greatest film in the world. Obviously, it's a bit schlocky and a bit kind of vile and stuff in places. But like, what made me carry on watching it was like I was in. The character is so interesting, and he's got layers to him. Like this. He's not just this guy going out killing. He's got this weird kind of, mental kind of split personality almost kind of thing going on. It's really kind of interesting to kind of like break down why he's killing and stuff. It's really actually quite good. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. What's that? Is it on a label or something, or is that an import?
Yeah, this is the 88 Films slasher collection.
Right, gotcha.
I don't collect the slasher collection, but I think this was the last one they put out in the whole set, so it's number 50.
Oh, okay, right, gotcha. Mhm. It's got some nice artwork on the cover, to be fair.
Yeah, you got the original poster artwork under the slip as well.
I love it when they do it. Like Arrow tends to do that, don't it? With like the
Yeah,
reversible artwork. But yeah, no, I like
that's good.
that.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
watched that. I really enjoyed that. I highly recommend it. If anyone's in the comments that hasn't, in the chat, should I say, that hasn't seen this, I really recommend it. If you want something a bit different, that's not just a bunch of kids being murdered. It's a bit more kind of, I don't know how to say it, a bit more kind of nuanced than that, I guess. Like, it's more about the actual killer. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. What else have I been watching? Me and Soph have been working our way through the Final Destination series.
Okay,
So I
right.
haven't seen him. I've not seen him in like 20 years. I haven't watched him in ages. We've watched the first 3. We're going to watch the 4th one tonight. And so far, this is the first horror franchise. Not the first horror franchise, but one of the only horror franchises that I can think of that the first one isn't the best. Like 2 and 3 are vastly superior to the first movie.
Oh,
The first movie is almost like not a horror film. It feels like more of a mystery thriller.
Yeah.
Weird. It's weird. It's like obviously it's known as this big like 2000s era horror franchise, but the first film doesn't feel like a horror at all. It just feels like more of a kind of mystery thing going on about people dying after they were meant to die on this plane.
That's quite interesting, to be
Quite
fair.
good,
I have been meaning to check them out, to be fair. They are on my list of things to watch. So yeah, I'll have to give them a watch at some point for sure.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I can't think what else I've been watching. I've watched loads actually the last couple of weeks.
Do you use Letterboxd? I feel like I've seen you on there, or
Used to, like,
yeah.
I really got, but I think this is the thing. I think, like I said, like there's a portion in 2021 when I was unemployed for a good 10 months, and I'd watch a film, I'd write a review out and put it up on Letterboxd. But since I got a job back then, it's again time. Like, do I feel like writing a review and dropping it on there? It's easier for me to, if I'm going to write my thoughts out, I just put it on Facebook now.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I
It's
see the thing I find quite good with Letterboxd is like just keeping up to date with what I've watched, if you know what I mean. That's the way I mean, the best thing the main reason I started out using it is because of the list things, and I could make a list of my ranking of the year as I went.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but but yeah, I know what you mean. I normally do forget what films I'm watching. Otherwise, I'm like, what have I actually watched this week?
This year's probably the first year where I think I've watched the least new stuff.
Yeah,
Because it got to the point where, like, I remember like beginning of the year, I think March was like the big month, like Evil Dead Rise, Super Mario Brothers, all these big movies coming out, and I've not been to the cinema in ages, like absolutely ages. And I think it's again time. There's going to be a theme for this stream. I think it's just time. Yeah, I've got a Cineworld card, so I can just go anytime I want.
Yeah, I've got one too. Yeah,
I've never ever felt like I really want to go. There's never been that movie that I'm like, I've got to go and see that on the big screen.
No,
I'm okay to wait, so it's a bit weird. This year's been weird for me with movies at the moment.
I must admit I've slowed down a lot more this year. Like last year, I got up to like 160 movies. At the minute, I've still done a lot this year. I've done 80, but I think I'll just about crack 100 this year.
Are they strictly films you've never seen, or do you count rewatches in that?
Oh no, that's just like 2023 releases.
Oh,
I paid for the Pro edition on Letterboxd. So actually, I think I am in the 500s on movies I've watched this year.
Oh,
I have
wow.
done a lot of watching this year, but that's old films and rewatches, and that's just everything. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I've done
that's
way too much watching this year. But I always do. But I've slowed down on my new releases because, like last year, I was just watching a new film for the sake of it. It's like it looks awful. I've heard it's awful, but I'm going to watch it. And I haven't done that this year. I've stayed away from it. Don't get me wrong. I've still seen some bad movies this year, but it's like I've gone in because I'm interested, or I haven't heard they're bad, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's some actors in that I like. I'll give it a watch.
I rewatched one of my favorite bad movies ever. I introduced Soph to it, and she hates me for it, basically. Which is Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Do you know what? I still haven't seen that. I've seen the first 90s one, and then I think yeah, and then I watched the new one whenever that came out 3 years ago.
That gets better every time I watch it. The new one. I enjoy it more and more every time I watch that.
I can't lie. I've only seen it once, and I weren't a big fan, but I'll rewatch it before the new one.
Oh yeah. So I rewatched Mortal Kombat Annihilation. If you go into that film, like it's like a comedy, it's pretty much like gold. It's like some of the worst line deliveries that are hilarious.
Yeah.
Costume design straight from Poundland. You know, one of the worst scripts that even forgets like certain plot points in it. Like, okay, you're talking about that, but what about this thing that was meant to happen? It just doesn't happen. They mention it, but it just never happens on screen. You're like, oh,
yeah.
Did they miss a page on the script? What's going on?
It sounds like that Michael Scott film from The Office. If you've seen that.
Never seen The Office.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, it sounds pretty awful. Sounds like a good one to have with a couple drinks or something, maybe. Maybe it might not.
It's one of those films where everything is bad about it, but I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore it because it's just hilariously bad. Like, it's so bad. Like, I'm always entertained by it, you know?
Yeah. You got to have some movies like that. I've got a few like that where it's like, it's so bad, but I can't help but love it. But anyway, we'll go through a couple of the comments here. And as I always say, apologies if we don't get to everyone's comments, because it's very rare I get to the end on them here. But anyway, Jim O'Connor is here. He's left a few comments. Sorry to hear you didn't like Five Nights at Freddy. I personally enjoyed it as I'm a huge fan of the games. Yeah, have you seen the new Five Nights at Freddy's film?
I really want to go and see it. It's one of the films on my list, maybe not for the weekend. I might go and see it on the weekend. I've never played the games, but I've watched a lot of YouTubers play the games.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of theory videos on the story of the game, so I'm actually quite invested in like the actual kind of overall narrative.
See, that's
I'm up for the film, to be honest.
Yeah, I never knew there was all this lore to it. I just thought it was you press a button and you got to try and keep the robots out. So I went into the movie and all this stuff. I won't spoil it, but all this weird stuff happens, and I'm like, I thought this was about robot, bears and stuff. I can't lie. I personally thought the film was absolutely awful. I've got a review coming out of it tomorrow, funny enough, which I filmed today. But yeah, I also say this in the video, like, I haven't played the games. I don't know much about this, so I'm not the best person to probably ask on this movie. I just took it as a film.
You're kind of looking at it as just a horror film.
Yeah,
more
exactly.
Than anything. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
there's probably going to be more in it for me in terms of value than yourself.
Absolutely,
that's fair. That's definitely fair.
I always try to say that, like, when I review because there's other films that I've watched that are based off games, and I haven't played the games. And it's like, look, maybe they do stuff like that in the games. I just weren't a fan of the way the film did it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So, it's like I've never seen that Uncharted film because I've never seen the game, so I'm never going to have any idea what because obviously they're going to hint at stuff from the games. So I'm never going to understand any of this context because I've never played the game.
No, I've seen it, but again, I haven't played the games either, so I just took it as like, this is just an adventure film with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. I think I'm not a big gamer, so it's very rare a movie comes out based on a game that I've played.
That's all I've been doing at the moment lately. In my spare time is playing games. Like I started a second channel, Command and Console, cheap plug.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, just building retro game collections like PS2 and Xbox and stuff.
Nice.
So I've been playing a bunch of games at the moment. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which I'm really enjoying.
That is my favorite game of all time. I absolutely adore it.
I'm playing it for the first time, like 5 years later.
Really? So, I've played it. I played it when it came out, and it took me about 3 years to come back to it, just because. Oh, it's hard to say about spoiling anything, but I was
it's overwhelming in terms of what you can do. Like I'm playing it piecemeal. Like I boot in, I play it for an hour, do a couple of bounty hunting jobs, do a story mission or two, then turn it off and then play something else. Like I'm not trying because it is probably the most addictive open world I've played. Like I just want to. I love being a dickhead in that game. Like just walking up to like, "Hey, you ugly! I don't like your face." And they're like, "What did you say to me?" And you just be an absolute dickhead.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
enjoying that one, and that's all I've really been playing because that
Yeah.
game just like that game can take over my life really easily if I let
Oh,
it.
mm. I've let it do it twice to me now. It's so good. I mean, I'm like one trophy off platinuming the new Spider-Man game, so
Oh,
I've
nice.
been sweating that out. But I've gone back. I've already played it once. I'm replaying that Ghost of Tsushima at the minute. Have you played
I
that
want to
one?
revisit that. I got it on day of release when it came out back in the day, but
Mm.
I've not actually gone back to it.
Yeah, I mean, I've just gone back to it for the first time, and yeah, I'm enjoying it again. They've got that online feature now, so me and a few of my mates have been playing that as well. So that's been good fun.
That's cool.
Mm. And then we've got Jim say, "Do I like the memes he sent me?" Yes, he sent me a lot of memes the other day. Sophie, hello, you slags.
Slag, the word of the day. It is the best word. I'm sorry. It's just the best word.
It's a great word. It
Yeah,
won't catch me faulting it.
it's amazing.
What's a film where the soundtrack was so bad it didn't suit the movie? For me, even though the soundtrack was good, it didn't suit the movie. Suicide Squad 2016. Yeah, that's a good pick actually. Like the songs were so all over the place. They go from like a 70s classic to like a modern R&B song, and it's like, what are you going with, film?
Um, there's one film that comes directly to mind because I don't really
Mm,
notice that kind of stuff really,
mhm.
unless it's really like you said, like it's really like in your face about it.
Yeah. Mhm.
There's a Dario Argento film called Phenomena,
Oh, right, I know it.
and
I
it's
have
and
seen
it's
it.
got a bunch of like Motorhead and Iron Maiden songs in there, and
Yeah,
it just doesn't fit the film.
yeah.
Like it almost like feels like it goes from the film, then goes
Mhm.
into a music video for some reason for like that song. It's
Oh, right, yeah,
so bizarre. Like it just, I'm like, I mean, I like Motorhead, I like Iron
yeah.
Maiden, I
Mhm.
like that kind of stuff, but this is meant to be like a really weird horror film, and then
Yeah,
if you just all of a sudden like, I'm like, it doesn't work.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, that's the one film that's come to mind. It's Phenomena for
yeah.
a weird, very strange soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh, do you
Good
know what?
song choices.
I don't nothing's actually coming to me at the minute. This is one of those questions that I know after the stream I'll be able to think up of some good answers, but on the spot I can't think of anything.
I find the
But
streams though, isn't it? It's trying to live, being live.
yeah,
It's like you've got to come
that's
up with answers like on the straight boom.
yeah, no, it's always a bit more difficult, but I do actually think I might agree with at the minute off the top of my head, Jim, because yeah, that Suicide Squad one, that is a really good pick to be fair. I'm sort of looking around for some inspiration, but nothing's jumping out at me. So I think I'll leave mine. But maybe I'll come back to it in the comments. Um Hope both of you had a good Halloween. I know James didn't because of Five Nights at Freddy. To be honest, I like horror, love it, but I don't like Halloween. I turn the lights off. I sat in my bedroom last night, playing Ghost of Tsushima, and then I went to the cinema. I was like, nope, nope, turning the lights off.
Yeah, see, I'm quite, I might seem quite approachable like on streams and talking and stuff, but in real life, I'm quite socially awkward.
Mm,
So like, if a stranger, with Halloween and trick or treaters,
mhm.
I can't answer the door to trick or
No,
treaters because I'm just awkward. I'll just be like,
yeah,
"Oh, hi,
yeah.
here's
Mm,
some sweets," but I don't feel like if I would do that, I want it to be fun, make it fun
yeah,
with
mhm,
with, with, with the
absolutely.
trick or treaters. But I'm just
Mhm,
really awkward with that kind of stuff, like
yeah,
answering the doors to strangers. I just don't something about it. I don't like it that much. Like
yeah,
if it's like a friend that's coming around, I know who it is. Like it's fine. Like, hey
mhm,
man. But if it's like
yeah,
random, it's like trick or treat. It's like, please go away. I don't
yeah.
like it. Shut the door.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Also, I've got this thing as well, like my parents always buy like a big tub of Haribos. So if I don't give them out, I get them.
If
So
I don't open your door, it's more
yeah,
sweets for me.
yeah, exactly.
I
So
win every Halloween.
that's it. I've been taking packs of Haribos to work with me for the next week now. Um, we've got Cameron B here. Hello, mate. Um, Scott says, "Hey guys, heard about the MCU shambles this evening, wanting to revive Iron Man and Black Widow." Well,
I
that,
don't
that
care.
no, I no, I look. I still watch all the MCU stuff. It's been, people know my opinions. I think it's been really dead the last couple of years. There's been more bad than good, unfortunately. But they're not going to come back, though, are they? RDJ, he don't want to do it anymore, and it's like, why would Scarlett Johansson come back now as well? She's doing other
But
things.
as well, like I don't know, like I feel like they need to stop now. It needs
Yeah,
to
I
stop,
mean,
like because like it's come out as well that like Disney have come out and admitted that they've got no real plan for
no, that
this
doesn't
phase,
surprise.
or and also like the whole what was the guy's name? What's the meant to be the big bad they're building to? Is it the
Oh,
Yang
Kang,
dynasty?
yeah,
Kang dynasty.
mm,
Yeah, the main actor he's in some serious legal trouble at the moment, so it doesn't look good for
yeah,
him. So it's like it's all just going tits up, and I feel like it's funny, like how could they write Endgame? Spoilers for Endgame.
mhm,
How can they happily write Endgame, kill off their most popular character, Iron Man, and think they're going to be okay afterwards?
mm,
They should have known it's going to be difficult to get people on board, because I think without obviously you got Spider Man, so that's always good, but I think without Captain America and Iron Man, it was going to be difficult for them to
yeah,
make something worthwhile, and without a plan. They've got
yeah,
no plan. It's obvious they've got no plan where they're
mm,
taking. No, we've Phase 3 didn't even have an Avengers movie.
mhm,
There's that much. So they've got no plan. Or was it
mhm.
Phase 4 that had no Avengers movie?
Yeah,
I'm getting mixed up.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's all right. I get what you meant. Yeah,
yeah. So it's like it's just a bit of a mess, and
mm,
I'm done. I'm as burnt
yeah,
out as you could ever be.
yeah,
The only thing I'm looking forward to is the next Spider Man, because that's the only film that has any value to me. The only character that
yeah,
has any value to me now.
yeah. I mean, I always try to still, because I know that, the MCU has very much become the new target for a lot of people. I always like to try and give them praise when they do something good. Like Guardians 3 for me was pretty good. I
Yeah, I
really
really enjoyed that
enjoyed it.
one.
Yeah, that was, and like the Werewolf by Night was good, I thought. And
Oh, I thought
like,
that was fantastic.
yeah,
I
that's
wanted more. I wanted more
yeah,
from it. Like, it was
yeah.
too short.
I'm really hoping that they're listening to the people that really like that and they make some more
Yeah.
stuff like that. But like, even if it's just the 50-minute specials, just give us more stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I
And
loved how it was like a big, like, love letter to like Universal monsters, but
yeah.
yeah, it was set in the modern day. It was just like
Mm.
so cool.
No, absolutely. I thought that was, as I say, one of the better things. Like, and the current season of Loki that's airing at the minute is pretty good, but there's just so much crap in between all these things.
I just feel like Disney are in this weird position where they're just like, let's throw everything to the wall and just
Yeah,
see what people watch.
yeah,
Um, And it's already like I'm going to get into some boring jargon at the moment, but I've followed bits of news about it here and there. And apparently, one of their most like biggest shareholders is looking to do a hostile takeover.
mm,
He's called like an activist shareholder, and he doesn't see them making money. And he obviously activist shareholders, they're all about making a return on their investment,
yeah, yeah,
and all he sees is is their stock going down, and they're not profitable, they're
no,
not making money.
no,
So he's looking to get some other shareholders together,
mhm,
force themselves into the what do they call it, board of directors,
mhm,
get them on the board, and then make like serious changes. And
yeah,
his quote was, he Disney needs to bring the magic back, and I
yeah.
agree, because there isn't any at the moment.
I genuinely feel like pre-COVID, like Marvel were in a pretty good place. I feel like the animated stuff was still coming out okay. Pixar and Star Wars were getting a bit messy, but I honestly think Disney Plus has damaged like Star Wars and Marvel a bit. Just so many shows, so much stuff just getting thrown at you. Um,
I Yeah, I understand content is king and stuff like that. Like,
mm,
with having having 20 shows out there rather than
mhm,
5 is probably better for their bottom line, but it's just diluting what made these things special in the
absolutely.
first place,
I 100% agree with that. It's quantity over quality at the minute, which is a shame.
I miss the
But
days when I was like 9 and there was 3 Star Wars movies and that's it. Like, like
I
I kind
yeah,
of miss those days.
I know what you mean, 'cause I was, I remember the prequels coming out and, not even just them, I remember, like, other franchises, like Harry Potter, for example. I know that was, what, 7, 8 movies? So, fair few more than 3, but it was, like, this big
Mm.
gap in between each one, and you knew when it got to the end, it was the end. Or, like, even Pirates of the Caribbean, it was that original trilogy, and it's, like, the second one ending on a cliffhanger, and it's like, "Oh my god, the next one is, everyone's gonna die," or something. It was just this
With
build up to get to them,
with
and, Now
You've
it's
named two franchises I've never seen.
oh, okay, fair enough. You should watch them. They're both great.
I've got the Harry Potter Blu-ray set, and Sophie
Mm.
keeps begging me to watch it. But like, the more people beg me to watch stuff, the longer I'm going to take to watch it because I want to be like, right, I'm ready to watch it now. Let's watch it.
Yeah,
Rather than people going, you got to watch it. You got to watch
yeah,
it.
that's
I
fair
think
enough.
I've seen the first Pirates of the Caribbean, and maybe
Mhm.
the second one, but I don't remember the second one, so maybe not.
No.
But I've seen none of the others. So
Yeah, Pirates. I'd just say the first three, the original trilogy. Harry Potter is very good, I must admit. Has Sophie got you to watch Doctor Who yet? 'Cause I know she's a huge Doctor Who person.
I watched a couple of episodes of the 2005 series, and it wasn't really
Oh,
for me.
Eccleston. Yeah.
But then she introduced me to Torchwood, and I fucking love Torchwood. I thought it was great.
Oh, really?
So I preferred the spin-off show more than the main show.
Torchwood's a weird one for me. Like, there was some episodes I liked, but then there was some episodes where I was like, "What?"
Without going into spoilers, in case the chat hasn't seen any of it
Mm.
or plan to watch it anytime soon, I haven't watched anything after season 2. I was emotionally dead by season 2. And I was like, I can't watch any more. You know,
Oh,
I refuse to watch any more.
yeah.
Like, those 2 seasons were great TV, but what they do story wise just breaks my heart, like, big time.
Season 3 was actually my favorite, but I love the ending of season 1 of Torchwood because it leads straight on into Doctor Who, doesn't it? 'Cause he goes running off when he hears the TARDIS, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Or season 3, it's season 1 or 2, sorry, where it ends with him running off.
I think
Then you got to watch Doctor Who. Doctor Who is I'm pleased you like Torchwood, but Doctor Who is better.
Yeah. Well, Sophie's trying to what was it? She's trying to at least make me watch the episodes where Harkness is in it. In
Yeah,
Doctor Who,
yeah.
like the episodes where he's introduced
Mhm.
and why he's obsessed with the Doctor. She wants me to watch those because they're really good, but also they're giving me a bit more of a backstory to why he's obsessed with the Doctor. So maybe I should watch those. I will say this though. I don't know if you feel the same. I don't know how long ago you watched Torchwood, but
I watched it when it aired.
okay, a long time ago then.
Yeah.
That show has got to be one of those shows where the quote unquote main character, Gwen, I'm going to swear here, so just be wary. She's the most horrible, miserable cunt I've ever seen on a TV show.
Do you know what?
What a horrible person
Mm.
she is in that show.
I don't think I liked any of them other than Jack. I was purely there because Jack was in Doctor Who, and he was very
great. My favourite character was Owen, so you can understand why I was heartbroken by the end.
Yeah.
Like, I was just a wreck. I was like, no, not Owen.
No, I remember that one really catching me off guard because Doctor Who has deaths and it has really shocking moments like that. But obviously, Doctor Who, like, I feel like you had Sarah Jane, which was for the kids. Doctor Who was for everyone. Torchwood was for the adults. Because Doctor Who was still for everyone, they couldn't do those really graphic deaths and stuff. And then Torchwood, obviously being the adult one, does a couple of those. And as a kid, I was like, what the hell? Like, they can do that?
I think that's probably why I liked it a bit more because it was it had a bit more edge to it.
Yeah,
and it went into those darker places. I think so.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Well, hey, to be honest, I don't really hear many people talk about Torchwood, so that's pretty cool. Tyler says, "Hey James, what were your thoughts on the Wonka poster?" Do you know what? I just put this on my story about an hour ago. I don't know if there's anything you're interested in, but the Wonka poster I thought it was so hideous. There's so much going on it.
I don't think I've seen it, if I'm honest, the poster.
No.
I saw the trailer. I thought it looked pretty good from the trailer, if I'm honest.
I did as well, yeah.
But I will say, is it going to be a musical? Because I'm not really into musicals.
I think it is.
Ugh.
I love musicals. I love musicals.
It's literally, they're like my worst. Like, as soon as the film goes, as soon as the film says a great adventure musical, I'm like, why do you have to ruin it? Like, I remember news coming out. Apparently, the Joker 2 is going to be like Joker 2 is going to be a musical. I'm like, why ruin a sequel to something that's one of the best comic book films ever? Why you got to bring out a musical for a sequel? It's like the worst idea. Why ruin it for me?
Our opinions are so different there, then, because I thought the Joker was vastly overrated, and I was like, I don't want a sequel. I can't do another one of these movies. And then they went, it's a musical, and I went, no, I'm in now. I'm in. So we'll have to wait and see on that one.
I'm just waiting for the universe to actually screw me over and go, the new Godzilla film. It's a musical. You
Come on.
absolute slag.
Don't you want to see Godzilla do some singing?
No, that sounds awful.
Sophie said, thank you for the kind words. No problem. I've been watching some Doctor Who at the Proms 2010 today on iPlayer. Yeah, they've just added everything to the iPlayer today, haven't they? Like over 600 episodes. It's like all the classic Who, all the new Who, all the spin-offs on there.
I remember a few years ago before my dad passed away,
Mm.
because my dad was into like proper 60s classics Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And he bought a job lot with DVDs of all the old classic stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll get. I'd like to watch it from the beginning, so I know like going through Doctor One,
Yeah.
Doctor Two, blah blah blah, going through it all. Then I found out there's like 150 episodes lost to time. I was like,
oh yeah.
But that kills my excitement for that.
They're slowly recovering. I think they've got a good portion of them back now, or they've got the audio and they're just animating over the top. But yeah, there's a lot from the second Doctor missing, which is a shame because it's a shame. It really is, but because obviously they're bringing out those new sets now. I don't know if you've seen them in like they've actually been released.
Like really bulky sets,
yeah,
they're horrendously overpriced.
I disagree, but I think I love them. But we've got one set from the first two Doctors. That's it. I don't know how many of them they're going to be able to do, but we'll have to wait and see. I swear I get asked this question on every stream. What's your favorite DreamWorks animation movie? And mine's Shrek 2. That's my favorite DreamWorks movie. I love that movie.
I've never seen a Shrek movie.
Oh my goodness!
Please don't kill me.
Oh, Shrek 1 and 2.
Don't kill me.
So good. You need to watch Shrek 1 and 2. Those films are great.
See, I struggle to remember what DreamWorks have done in the animation form.
Tell you what, there's the Shrek films love quoting movies. They even quote Godzilla in one of them. So,
what era of Godzilla? What are we talking about?
Well,
Iguana eating fish from '98.
No. They do a Godzilla roar in it, and it's like,
oh, okay, cool. Did DreamWorks do Monsters vs Aliens?
I think they did.
Like that
yeah,
one. That's pretty good. That's a good one.
They did Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon as well.
Not seen those.
Yeah, they're good films. Over the Hedge. I remember liking that one as a kid.
Oh yeah, that was quite fun. Is that the one where the squirrel takes like Red Bull or like energy drink and just goes mental? It's all like slow motion.
Yeah, I used to love that as a kid. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else they've done. I've seen loads of their films. I know I have, but I just can't think of them at the minute. Shark Tale, Madagascar. But yeah. No.
I'm not seeing them.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, this is interesting. How strict are they in England about patrons sneaking snacks and drinks into the theatre? I always take my own drink and food into the cinema because it's so overpriced in there.
Yeah, I don't. As far as like even as a kid, my mum and dad will just go to Sainsbury's or whatever, buy bags of popcorn and snacks and sweets like M&Ms or whatever, put them in their bag, walk in. Honestly, I don't know how strict it is wherever this David's from. I'm assuming America because he's asking about England. Maybe not. I could be wrong. Apologies if I'm wrong. But I don't think they really give a damn, really, do they? I don't care at all.
No, I don't think. Not here anyway. I mean, I don't know. I've never got any funny looks or anything for taking my own stuff in it. I literally just walk in with my hand. But
maybe if you walk in with like McDonald's or something, they might actually you can't do that. Maybe something like that. But if you've just got a packet of crisps or popcorn in your bag, then something else, I don't care.
There is a Mackey's next to my cinema, and I actually have seen people take McDonald's in there.
Usually, when me and Sophie go to cinema, we usually get to town a bit early, go and actually have something to eat McDonald's, and then go to the cinema.
Right.
I always feel like I always get this thing where I get to the cinema
Mm-hmm.
I've only got snacks, but I'm hungry for something a bit more substantial. But
Yeah.
I've got to sit through a film when I'm hungry. It's like the worst thing.
Yeah. The only time that I ever tend to buy food in the cinema when I'm really hungry, I get the one they do those big hot dogs at the Cineworlds, don't they?
Oh, they're pretty good, you know.
Yeah, I get them when I'm really hungry, but it's very rare. 'Cause I forget how much they are, but it's like I always feel like getting my pants pulled down a bit there with the money. It's like they're just so expensive.
It's so like for like sometimes I really fancy hot popcorn from the cinema,
Yeah.
but like it's always worth doing the drink combo, right?
Mhm.
It's not worth buying the popcorn on its own. But you're still paying like eight, 9 quid on, just for like a large Coke and a large popcorn. It's ridiculous.
Mhm. Yeah. No, it is.
Crazy money.
It's so expensive. It really is. Um, Cameron says another Doctor Who one here. I'm sorry, Jason. I have actually never seen any of Doctor Who. Since they're all available on the iPlayer, do you have any episodes to recommend? I could give you like 50 incredible episodes from modern Doctor Who. But like I'd say to anyone who's actually gonna try and really get into it, just start from the beginning of Eccleston. I wouldn't say go back and do classic Who. There's too many, too many. I'd just say start at the revival and work your way through, and you'll find some brilliant episodes, and you'll find some awful ones. But that's the beautiful thing about Doctor Who.
Mm.
There's some of the worst TV, but there's some of the best TV in there. No spoilers. What do you think of Spider-Man 2 on the PS5? I'm guessing you haven't got this, Jason, or have you? Have you picked this one up?
No, I've sorry, I'm trying to turn this light off.
No, that's all right.
There we go. No, I haven't because I've still got the original game that I haven't actually finished. So
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. You got the in between one as well. You got the Miles Morales one as
I need
well.
to get that. I don't have that yet. For some reason, that's holding its price at like 30 quid all everywhere. And I'm like, it's like a middle game. I don't want to pay 30 quid for like a game that's about what 3 hours long or something. It's not that long, is it?
It's not, but I think so. I went and got platinum on it when it came out. I still spent a fair bit of time on it, I've got to say. But I've platinumed all of them, and I'm one trophy off Spider-Man 2 platinum in it. I think it's incredible. Potentially I'd say it's my second favorite game on my PS5. I've loved it, but I'm a sucker for like Insomniac games. Everything I've played from them. I've really liked.
Since I got my PS5, I got my PS5 earlier in the year, and I was on a crusade to buy like all the exclusive stuff. And Ratchet and Clank was one of them, and I played through that, and that was a great little platformer.
Absolutely, I love that game as well. That's up there, one of my favorites. I haven't played everything from Insomniac. I'm not the biggest gamer, but everything I've played from them, I've just absolutely loved.
Yeah, I think they're really good. Did you ever play that Sunset Overdrive?
No, I actually haven't played that.
It's like a really kind of like high, hyper colourful zombie game, but you grind on rails, you run around, you shoot stuff. Your guns are really silly.
Yeah,
it's one of the cooler open world games that came out in the last 10 years.
Oh right, what was that like?
It's only on Xbox though, so that's
okay. Oh, I had an Xbox 360. That's the only Xbox I've ever owned, and I bought it for the most stupid reason. You'll probably find this funny. When like it was what was it PS3 when that was out, and I had the PS3, and I was a huge Call of Duty zombie fan on Black Ops 1. Xbox got the maps a month early, so I bought an Xbox so I could play them a month early because I was so into them.
I don't blame you because Black Ops 1 is like goated territory when it comes to Call of Duty. Like, it's one of the best Call of Duties.
I think it is my favourite. I'd say it's between that and like Modern Warfare 2, the original.
Yeah, I used to play Call of Duty loads when I was younger. Holy shit.
Yeah. I still remember those days like around
I don't know if you can see, but I'm really greedy. I have both.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, I still remember those days of being at or coming home from school during that era of Call of Duty and just spending hours online with like everyone.
I used to play that loads. Apparently, it's like I don't know what. I know that Xbox have tried to resurrect the servers a bit and help fix the game up, and so people can go back to the old games. Obviously, the Activision merger has happened.
Yeah.
So Xbox own Call of Duty. I never thought it'd be in the world, but that would happen.
No.
But they're trying to fix it up because I remember trying to go on that game like a few years ago, and it was just hackers galore. Like you just couldn't
Yeah,
like just
that
aim
does.
bots, spawn bots, all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I'm
Yeah.
dying. I'm spawning and dying because
Yeah.
there's aim bots. There's people that can shoot you through walls, and
Yeah.
but apparently they've kind of cleaned it up and got rid of all that crap, and it's a bit more playable now.
Oh, okay.
Which is
That's fair
cool.
enough.
I think
Yeah.
they're all on backwards compatibility as well on Xbox.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't have any. I've only got my PS5 and PS2 set up.
Yeah.
Like my PS4, I got rid of, and my Xbox, I've got it's in the loft, I think. Um. So yeah, I mean, I know this new Modern Warfare is bringing back all the old maps. From Modern Warfare 2, isn't it? But
I've not played Call of Duty in ages, like in
uh,
years, so I
I
don't know. I'm not in the circle around that.
I don't know, mate. I buy the Black Opses for the zombies because I love the zombies. And then I bought the 2 Modern Warfares because my mates, we all played the Warzone thing on there.
Oh yeah,
I stopped playing that a long time ago now, though. I got very bored of it. But I played the beta for the new one, and it's got all the original Modern Warfare 2 maps on, and it's like, yeah, this is quite good. It's like it's just nostalgia of playing those maps again, but it's like I'm not going to spend 70 quid on it because I know what'll happen. I'll play it for a week and then I'll get bored and never touch it again.
yeah. I'm pretty much the same really with those kind of games.
Yeah.
I'll get into the multiplayer. I'll play a few games. I'll die a lot, and then I'll
Yeah.
just be like, you know what? I'm bored of this grind. Let's move on
Mhm.
to something else.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. Exactly the same. Jins said, will there be live streams next year? I'm sure I'll do a couple specials, but I'm not going to do a series like this. No, I've done it 3 years in a row now, to be fair. So just saw The Killer. Thought it was great, besides from the story being a bit too basic and familiar. The Killer? I haven't seen that, I don't think. Do you know that one?
Rings a bell because I think it's a new film because there's a YouTuber I watch called Cody Leach that did
Right.
he review it? I can't remember if he reviewed it. I can't remember. But
Mm,
I think it's fairly new. I forget. I don't have no clue who's in it though.
no, no, I don't think I know anything about that one, unfortunately.
It sounds like your traditional revenge story, by the sounds
Mm,
of it, from what
yeah.
I think I've read. I don't know.
Mm,
Don't hold any word from what I've just said into account or anything.
yeah,
So I don't. But I think it is a newish film or a brand
yeah,
new film that's come out. It might be a streaming movie, maybe that's come out. I don't know.
yeah. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, not too sure on that one. What prevented the creator from being a great film? I don't know. I think in some people's eyes, it probably is great.
Not
It's
seen it.
no, it's very much worth a watch. I really liked it. I think I gave it an 8 out of 10.
It looks cool. I like the visuals of it look pretty cool from what I've
Mm,
seen. The main complaint I've heard from reviewers is that it's very derivative of other things.
yeah, that's fair.
But you know what? I don't see what's wrong with that.
No, no.
You,
I think
you're gonna get ideas taken from other things all the time from with everything.
yeah, especially today. There's obviously we're at a point in time
Yeah.
now where there's thousands and thousands of movies.
Is it possible to be original now?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think it is. I don't think it is. I think there's always going to be some kind of crossover from something else. It's going to be some inspiration from something else.
100%, 100%.
So
But for me, I
if it's
really
good,
like.
it's good. I don't really care about it being a derivative work of something else.
No, I completely agree with that. To be fair,
You know,
um,
you could go to like Godzilla. Like Godzilla wouldn't exist without the original King Kong.
no,
Right?
no,
So in a way, Godzilla is a a derivative of King Kong, but made by a
yeah,
Japanese studio. Like,
mm,
it's basically what it is, in a
yeah.
way.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I can definitely get on board with that. Everything takes inspiration from everything today. When you get a sci-fi movie, it's going to pluck at all the classics. You get a horror film, it's going to look at
Yeah.
all of the classics as well.
Well,
And
look, all you got to do is look at Star Wars. You know, when
mm,
Star Wars came out in '77, every sci-fi film after Star Wars wanted to be Star Wars.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's fact, like it changed the industry completely.
Yeah,
What a film could be,
mm,
and everything wanted to be it.
yeah. It's incredibly true. Even like
Really,
like
the
Gam-
Matrix as well. Yeah.
yeah, Mhm.
What's that? Sorry, what did you
I
say?
was gonna say even like Gamera was taking inspiration from Star Wars. I remember like that 8th movie. It looks there's alien
Mm.
ships in it, and they're just basically star destroyers. They sent James Bond into space, didn't they, in one of them because of Star Wars? It's like, you know, it happens in the industry. But um, where are we at? Where are we at? Let's go here. Is Talk to Me the best horror film of 2023? You seen that
These,
one,
these,
Jason?
these talking points aren't helping me.
No.
They're probably your audience is like people in the chat are going, "Who brought on this goober? He's fucking not seen nothing." But this is probably been the worst year for me in terms of actually seeing stuff. But
Yeah,
like, I do plan to watch that. Actually, it's just dropped on Netflix, so it is.
that's I
Yeah,
I watched it
it's on
on.
the list.
Yeah, I literally watched it last week because it came out on Netflix. I missed it at the cinema. I think it came out while I was away in Hungary or something. So it's like I missed it because films have such short releases now at cinema. It's like if they don't do amazing, it's like I missed that Haunting in Venice. Not that I'm super fussed, but it's like it had like 2 weeks where it was on at normal times in the evening because it
Yeah,
made no money. Then all of a sudden, all its times are like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, well, I'm working. I can't make that.
yeah,
So, and I think Talk to Me was a similar one. Like, I don't think it done particularly. I think it done well because it had a small budget and it made a lot of money, but it weren't making enough at the
yeah.
cinemas for them to warrant keeping it there for ages. So I missed it. But I is it the best horror film this year? It probably is. I mean, it's probably the best one I've seen. I can't think of one I liked more off the top of my head.
I can't even think of what's actually come out this year. If I'm honest with horror,
No,
I
no. There's
can't
been a
think
lot of
what's come out.
there's been a few really bad ones. But yeah, no, I don't like ones I've really liked. Talk to Me is probably the best one I've seen this year. I think I would agree with that. Um,
I think I've only seen Evil Dead Rise this year. I think it might be the only horror
oh,
film I've seen.
that was I preferred Talk to Me, but that was really quite good actually. Um,
Um, it didn't hit. That film didn't really hit the mark that I was hoping it would do.
no,
Because I'm like, if anyone's followed my channel for any length of time, people will know that the Evil Dead reboot is like my favorite Evil Dead film. It's one of my. I did a spoilers from a video that I did a little while ago. My
mhm.
15 favorite horror films. It's probably my second favorite horror film of all time. Like I
Oh,
adore
really?
the Evil Dead reboot. I absolutely adore it.
Mhm.
And remember when the trailers were coming out for Evil Dead Rise, it retains that look and tone of the
Yeah,
reboot. So I'm like, oh, I'm ready for some like nasty shit.
yeah.
And it was nasty to a point, but it never reached the height of that reboot for me. So I
Mhm.
felt a little bit underserved by it.
Mhm.
But bear in mind, I've only seen it once when it
Yeah,
came out in the cinema. So I've
yeah,
got it on 4K, so I need to give it a rewatch to really kind of reevaluate it.
yeah.
And
Okay.
I don't know what else, but I feel like the screen we watched it on wasn't very good. So I feel like it was the
Mm,
picture was a bit washed out a little bit.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
maybe I might enjoy it on a rewatch on 4K. So,
Yeah, that's fair. For me, I mean, I actually don't think there's a bad Evil Dead film.
oh, it's not
I
bad.
no,
But I
no,
feel
no.
like I had
But
maybe my hopes were a bit too high
yeah,
for it.
but I mean, I really like all 5 Evil Dead films, to be honest. I felt I had a really good time watching because I watched them all for the first time last year, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they're a good little series. I really like Sam Raimi as a director as well. When he's actually allowed to be Raimi-ish, you know, when he's not being forced to
Yeah.
do Doctor Strange or Venom. um, David says, "What older Scorsese films are you still planning to watch for the first time?" Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to watch all of his films. I've still got to see Raging Bull. I haven't seen that. Um, and Gangs of New York. They're like the big two. But I think there's a Scorsese film coming out on a second sight or an Arrow video box set. I think soon. I can't remember what the film is, but
Um, the only thing I can think of that came out on a boutique label was Martin Scorsese shorts, but I forget what label put that out.
Mm.
Might
Oh,
be
Criterion. Is it?
Criterion, yeah.
Yeah. I
I've
think.
seen I've seen very little of his stuff, if I'm honest.
Oh, right. Mhm.
I've seen. See, I always forget what he's done. To be honest, I've seen Goodfellas, of course.
Yeah.
That is Scorsese, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
See, I always forget because I've seen because I've seen Goodfellas, I've seen Casino. Did he direct Casino as well?
Yeah. 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 Mhm.
Okay, right.
I watched
'Cause
that
I
for the
always
first time 2 weeks ago, funny enough.
oh, that's so good. That's so
Yeah,
good. And then you know, when someone says his name, they're the first two I go to,
yeah.
and then I can't think of what else that I've
No.
seen. I've got The Irishman. He done that, right? The
Yep,
Irishman.
that's him. Mhm.
I've got that on Criterion. I plan to watch it soon, but it's like
Mhm.
4 hours long, so I need to
Yeah. It's
figure out when I'm gonna watch it.
good
But
film,
that
though.
looks really good. Like
Yeah.
I love that cast. You know,
Mm,
Pacino, De Niro, Pesci. Like
yeah,
as a lineup, they're just so good. Like I
yeah,
love those actors.
yeah,
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Like Raging Bull's one of them.
yeah.
Uh,
Wolf of Wall
I keep
Street, that's always
forgetting
a pretty popular
which
one.
one.
Wolf of Wall Street, that's always
I've got it. I've got the Arrow Limited. I've not
yeah.
watched it though.
Oh,
So
really?
like, yeah, I've had it for ages.
So, yeah,
But
it's such a
yeah.
basic pick, but that I think that's my favorite of his. I end up watching it at least once a year, that film. It's
Is it
just
just Leo being a rich smug bastard?
yeah, it's just mental. It is just mental.
I
Uh,
remember my friend Andy, Forgotten Mode of Movies. Do you know Andy?
oh, yeah, 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 mhm,
He was trying to really big up the film for me and was like, "Oh yeah, you got it. You need to watch it at some point."
mhm.
And he just said to me, his review to me was pretty much like, "You won't believe what you see in that film."
No,
So I'm kind of like, "All right, okay."
yeah. There is some mental stuff in it, but I love Scorsese as a filmmaker. I really do love him. He's top 5 directors for me. But it's so weird because a lot of his stuff is very slow paced, which I love. But this one moves at 100 miles an hour, and it's crazy. It feels very out of character for Scorsese, but it's just such a good film.
What's his new film? I keep forgetting the name of it 'cause it's got like a long name.
Killers of the
That's
Flower
that.
Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What his name?
it is a weird one. It's a good film though. It's good. It's a bit too long this time. I must admit, I felt the runtime a bit on this one, but it's a really good
Mm.
film. Um, what is your guys' most surprised film of the year and most disappointing film of the year? For me, the biggest
Oh man,
surprise is Barbie, and most disappointed in Scream 6. See, Barbie was a surprise. I thought that was always going to be pretty good. Um, but yeah,
not seen it.
it's
Not
good
seen
fun.
Barbie. I
It's
want
good.
to see it. I want to see it. Um, and I know the 4K's come out. I really
Mhm.
hope. I was like that needs to be it needs to be all pink.
Yeah,
The slip cover needs to have like the 4K but in pink. You know,
yeah,
4K
mhm,
thing needs to be pink. The Amaray case needs to be pink. All of it needs to be pink. If they haven't done that, they failed for me.
yeah.
They failed me as a consumer, as a
That's
movie fan,
that's fair.
as a physical physical
Yeah,
collector. It needs to be like because I'm one of these people where it's just like if I'm in a video game, I might create my character. I was like, what color should my t-shirt be? Hot
yeah,
pink.
yeah,
I could be the most testosterone, manliest character in the video game. I'm just like,
yeah,
he's got to wear pink, right?
yeah,
Hot
yeah.
pink. Yes, all day long.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's got to be as absurd as possible.
Yeah, but it's like me and my mates. We always used to play that game Ark Survivor, and it's like as you load it up, it's like you can make you're like a caveman in dinosaur times or whatever. It's like you make big butch, caveman. We used to make the stupidest characters, dress them in the stupidest stuff. It's like I don't care.
I I will agree with Movie Line about being disappointed by Scream 6.
hmm
Now, is Scream 6, have you seen Scream 6?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw it.
Spoilers for Scream 6, guys, so
Yeah.
mute us or something. um, I was really enjoying the film all the way up. Once it got to the final act, it got absolutely unbelievably stupid.
Yeah.
The reveal was just like I rolled my eyes because I
Mhm,
wanted something a bit different. So, like, if you know, obviously we've had it's always somebody you know. Okay, like that's the tagline thing.
mhm,
The first movie it was like friends. The second movie it was the mother of the killer from the first movie. The third
mhm,
one, which I hate, which was like the brother, like
mhm,
rolled my eyes on that one. The fourth one was the jealous cousin, boring.
mhm.
The what was the fifth one?
It was a
Oh,
boyfriend, wasn't it?
oh yeah,
Mhm.
the boyfriend that wanted to create like his own kind of like continue the franchise he loves, which is that was cool. This one, it was again like the family. That's boring. Like you've done that already.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah, yeah.
boring. And I'm sorry, but the love interest,
Mhm.
he gets stabbed to the point where he's like Swiss cheese. How
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck? Like I'm sorry if I'm swearing, but how
No,
the
it's
colossal fuck is he
Yeah.
alive at the end? Like,
Yeah.
how? Like,
Yeah.
all he needed was his lung or his a major artery must have been stabbed or severed somewhere. Fuck off! Like, there's no fucking way
No.
like that. Like, come on.
Yeah. I must admit, I enjoyed Scream 6, but I completely get where you're coming from. I must
I
admit,
didn't hate it. I just thought like the third act was just like, this is a bit just underwhelming and a bit silly.
Yeah.
I've got the 4K. I've got it. I'm really happy about the 4Ks because they're all coming out. Like, we just need number 4 now. And then we've got them all. It's good. I'm happy.
I don't own. I've only got Scream. I've only got this at the minute, which was very kindly sent to me by Mr. Alex Hampton, I think. But I wouldn't mind upgrading to the 4Ks. It's just.
Can I show you how beautiful the Scream 3 4K is?
You can. I've seen pictures.
I'm going to show you because I feel like everyone needs to own it because
even though you didn't like this one.
I think they're all pretty consistent. This one has silly things in it I don't like, but a slip is just like the most beautiful thing ever. Like, it's so good.
It is a really nice slip to be fair.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know what my most disappointing film of the year is. My biggest surprise, I don't know what my biggest surprise of the year is.
I need to check my Facebook to see what I've actually watched that I've actually reviewed on. Let me have a look.
I always go to my Letterboxd, and for me, there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which surprised me.
Not seen it.
No,
I've not seen nothing this year.
Maybe I saw a film actually, funny enough, Monday, which really surprised me, called Bottoms, which was really great, and I weren't expecting nothing from that. So maybe that is biggest surprise. Most disappointing. See, I don't know, because these films that I've got lower down are films which I don't expect to be. Oh, actually, I'll say this: Renfield. The trailers looked really good, and I thought it was kind of bad.
You know what I'm gonna say?
Go on.
Not seen it.
No.
Oh dear.
But it's like these other films though. It's like, oh yeah, The Expendables 4. It's like I knew that was going to be crap, and it was crap. Or Ant-Man Quantumania. I knew it was going to be crap, and it was crap.
I think that the main big films I've seen this year is Guardians 3, which I really enjoyed. Super Mario Brothers, which I don't think is as amazing as people would let you believe, but I thought it was serviceably. This is a fun, kids film that is,
completely agree with that.
I liked how it served the older fan because people that would have been alive and would have been young in in the mid 80s with Mario, which I think it made it a lot more fun for me as well because I knew every reference, every Easter egg. I knew because I've been alive pretty much throughout the majority, if not all of the Mario kind of lifespan.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that one for what it was. Guardians 3 was really good. I'm glad it was good because Guardians 2 isn't very good.
I like everything Guardians, I must admit. I don't think they've had a bad entry in the MCU.
Just scrolling through my my Facebook to see if I've watched anything other than those two big ones. Obviously, Evil Dead Rise was one of them. Anything else? Sorry, I'm being really boring trying to find stuff.
You're right.
I've definitely played more games this year than actually watched stuff. Or watch anything new, should I say. I've watched a lot of stuff, but it's usually mostly rewatches or older films.
Yeah.
I can't find anything.
Oh, no stress, mate. No.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a dead year for me for films, really.
Yeah.
Just haven't had the chance to get out or watch stuff, or usually you know how it is being a collector. When you're at home and you can watch something new, you're always going to pick out something you've watched a million times.
That's it. No, I really do get it. I've had a busy year as well, and it's like just finding the time to. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've still got a lot this year, but like in terms of watching new stuff, I've slowed it down a lot.
Yeah,
it'll make my end of the year video better as well, because I had to round up like 150 movies last year. It took so long to edit. Whereas this year, I probably will cap off around the 100 mark, but it's less work.
Oh man, if I can't imagine how long my video would be if I have to rank 150 movies. Like, I'm doing a video about my PlayStation 1 collection from my other channel,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not even a big collection. It's like maybe like 20 titles, but my
Mhm.
video is like an hour long because I talk about every title, and I get
Yeah,
excited.
yeah,
I go on to tangents, and I'm like, this is gonna be a bastard to edit.
yeah.
Oh god.
I know how that goes, mate. I really do. um, Karen says, "What do you think of the In-Betweeners movies? Have you seen these? No?
Not even the series. But the thing is, I will say this: I'm a bit miserable with comedies, to be honest.
Mm,
It's not that I don't like to laugh, because I do, but
mhm,
I'm the kind of person where I like to just comedy's a thing with me where I like to discover it organically and by accident, because I
mhm,
usually just find it funny by accident. Like, oh, that was
mm,
really funny.
yeah.
So when people go to me, oh Jay, you need to check out this comedy. It's really funny.
Mhm,
I'm probably not even ever gonna check it out,
yeah. Mhm.
because I'm the things I find the most funny I've found on my own by mistake. Like
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
stumbled
yeah.
across it,
I get you. Mhm.
Like like I remember just stumbling across Family Guy Blue Harvest, the
Oh,
Star
the
Wars
Star Wars
parody,
ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm,
years ago. Just never watched the show, and I just watched
mhm.
that. I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah,
Then I went and watched the show, and I loved it. I loved early
yeah.
Family Guy. So
Mhm.
I have to discover stuff on my own to find it funny.
Well, that's fair enough. That's fair
Yeah.
enough. I
So
mean,
I haven't watched In-Betweeners because people keep going to me, "It's really funny." I'm like,
yeah,
you know, humor's like one of the most subjective things ever. Like, to you, it's really funny, but
yeah.
maybe it won't be for me. But I don't
No,
know.
no, that's
I don't
fair
know.
enough. I get that. I mean, for me, I mean, I watched the last season of The In-Betweeners, the third one, as it aired, and then I saw both films in the cinema. So I have seen all the In-Betweeners. I really love the show, but I like the first movie a fair bit. The second one, it's like time to call it a day. You know, it's like they're kids. First three seasons are all about them at sixth form, and they go on their lads' holiday. And it's like the second one they go traveling. It's like you're pushing it a bit now because the actors all started to look old as well, and it's like or older. It's
Yeah,
like they can't pull off being late teens, early 20s now.
yeah, yeah.
They,
There is one comedy that I did watch I think no last year for the first time, because I'm a big Joe Dante fan.
oh, okay.
Like, I love his films like Gremlins 2,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Inner Space, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I'd never seen The Burbs, and I love Tom Hanks, and I love
Oh,
the
yeah.
films he's in.
Mhm,
And I think it was Keith of Euphoria Pictures channel.
mhm,
He was like,
mhm.
"If you love Joe Dante, you love Gremlins, watch The Burbs." I was like,
Yeah.
"You know what? With that kind of recommendation, I'm gonna give it a go." Literally one of my favorite comedies of all time. I laugh out loud at it. It's like
Mhm.
one of my favorite 80s movies ever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
It invokes, like, for me, it's like a summer weekend movie, because it's
Yeah.
like about a cul-de-sac in the summer, and they're just
Mhm.
being nosy about their new neighbors.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I adore that film. It's so much fun. Great. Tom
I was
Hanks is bang on with it as well.
honestly, I'll never forget. I was in HMV and it was like a 2 for 12 deal, and I'd picked out one movie I knew I wanted. I was like, I've got to find another movie to go with this. And I was flicking through and I saw The Burbs and it's up there on my shelf. And I was like,
Mm,
what's this? I pulled it out, saw Tom Hanks. I'm like, oh, that'll do. Love Tom Hanks. And I make a point to watch all my movies now.
mhm.
I think there's only like maybe 3 or 4 Blu-rays in this room I actually haven't watched. Um, so come home, I was like, right, I'm gonna watch it. I've bought it, I've paid money, so I'm gonna watch it. Um, and I also just loved it. I was like, this is just great.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it before.
Me
I just random
yeah.
pickup.
Me and Soph always reference the sardine scene, 'cause it literally is comedy
Mhm.
gold.
Yeah,
Like, the sound design in that sequence is gross but hilarious,
yeah,
where he feels obliged to eat the sardine because he's
yeah,
been given it as like a snack. It's
yeah.
so funny. So good.
It's a quality film. It really is. And I love doing that though, like sort of going back to like discovering things by yourself. I love do
Yeah.
just randomly. I don't get to do it as much anymore because I've cut down on my Blu-ray buying, but I used to love just picking up a movie, putting it on and being like, wow, I love that. Like another big one for me was I spent like 60 quid on that Battle Royale set. I had no idea. I knew it was like a Hunger Games type thing. It was like last person left wins, but I knew nothing about.
Mm.
I was like, this is probably a stupid mistake spending £60 on one film, which I could end up hating. But
Is that the box set with the second one in?
yeah,
The big box set. I
yeah,
waited. I waited for mine. I knew it would drop in price. I got mine
yeah.
for 30 and it was on the sale.
Oh, jeez, that's well good. Well, I don't know what possessed me. I was like, I'm gonna buy it, like £60 for one or two movies.
Mm.
But thank God I loved the first one because it was like, or else that would have been such a waste of money.
Yeah, that is one of the most rewatchable foreign films out there, in my opinion. Like, I think
100%.
it's fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
I discovered that when I was like 14, 15 in
Mhm.
secondary school, when I was getting into like Japanese cinema, and it was just like, this film is something else. Like the idea that they got these like bomb collars on their neck,
Mm. Yeah.
and it's like when that guy just gets, he's like, bah, his blood
Yeah.
just goes everywhere. Like, it's so nasty.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of it is really scary because I keep going, is it a horror? Or is
Mm.
it more of an action, kind of an action film? It's kind of, but it's, when you think of the concept, it's like, it's actually terrifying.
Yeah.
It's, I remember the old DVD. I used to have a Tartan Asia DVD of it,
Mhm.
and
Right.
the tagline was quite scary. It's like, "Could you kill your best friend?" Because
Yeah.
that's what it's asking.
Yeah.
You creeping in,
Hello. No, I
creeping in.
think there's definitely horror elements to it for sure. Like I
Yeah,
think it's one of those things where it's like sometimes with movies the concept's just really creepy and you can have like creepy things to it. Because funny enough, it's weird because I watched a movie. I started it last night. I finished it today. It's a movie from my childhood. I'll be curious to see what you think of this. Actually, if you've seen it, I logged it on my Letterboxd, so some people might know what's coming here. And this is a kids movie, but there
yeah.
are some really creepy elements to this one as well, similar to Battle Royale, where it's like it's more through the music and
Oh, okay.
the
Yeah.
acting and stuff. Like
Hmm.
it's completely different to Battle Royale, the movie
Yeah, yeah,
itself.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, fair.
But this Where the Wild Things Are, if you've seen
Oh,
this,
yeah. I've not seen that one.
this I used to watch it all the time as a kid, or well, probably like
Based on a book, right? Based on a little
yeah,
kid's book. Yeah.
um,
I've
but
probably
there's
read the book as a kid.
yeah, I haven't read the book, but like I loved this film when it came out, and I think through the music and the voice work by the main character, there's some really creepy stuff in this. But it's obviously not a horror; it's PG, it's kids film, but there's some
Yeah, yeah.
genuine creepy stuff in it, and I
There's
sort of
I've got a similar film that I can bring up actually. That
think,
it's kind of it's a PG. It's an animated film, but I remember watching it with a friend years ago, and I'm like, this is really kind of got adult themes and is quite
yeah,
fucking dark. And that's a film called Cubo and the Two Strings.
seen it,
Have you seen
yeah,
that?
yeah, I've seen
Great,
it,
great
yeah,
film. Like, but it goes into that
yeah,
darkness kind of side of things. But I swear it's only a PG. Like, it's like
yeah,
a kids film, but it's like,
yeah.
I'm like, this is getting really like bleak and like dark.
Mm.
I'm like, oh bloody hell! Like,
No, I mean, I completely agree. Have you seen like because I'm pretty sure they're PGs. Yeah, I'm just looking at them now. You seen no, this one's the one I'm going to mention is a 12 actually. The Studio Ghibli films. There's that
mm.
Grave of Fireflies, and it's based on like the
I
Japan.
I I literally can't watch that film because
Oh
it will
really?
literally break me. Like, that was one, literally, like, if I wanna feel cripplingly depressed for 2 hours, I'll watch that movie
Yeah.
because that's how it
It's
feels. That makes me feel it's a horrible
yeah,
like idea for a film.
yeah.
Beautifully made and animated, and
Mm,
all
yeah.
that, but in terms of its like story narrative and where it's placed in history, it's just
Mhm,
horrible to watch.
yeah. It's haunting because obviously, most of these movies about the Second World War are made from the Americans' point of view. It's like Germans, Japanese, they're the bad guys.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
this film obviously puts you in the perspective as of the innocents, the civilians, and it's horrible.
The thing is, like, I've always thought to myself as well, like, if you look back at those kind of times, obviously we're fortunate not to have lived it and been in that, because obviously there's you talked, like, my nan used to, she used to
Mm,
have to take her siblings into the underground to be safe from the bombs
yeah,
and stuff,
yeah,
and like she was like, you've not seen horror like
Mhm.
I have
Yeah.
in World War II, in the Blitz and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And I've always said this, like, people go, "Oh yeah, Japan and Germany, they were the enemy." I was like, I had to correct them. I was like, the Japanese people and the German people aren't the enemy. It's the people that are in control, the leaders.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hitler was the enemy, right?
Yeah.
So like
Mhm.
like I know we were going with this in terms of Graves of the Fireflies. We're looking at it from a civilian point of view, and that's where the horror is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it
Mhm.
is quite. It's that. Yeah, that film gets to me really, really like cuts
No.
deep emotionally there. It
Yeah,
really
no,
does.
I think it probably, yeah, it does with a lot of people, and I can assume it's a fantastic film, but yeah, hard
Like
watch.
I would love to collect the Studio Ghibli films. I've got a
Mhm.
couple of them. I've got Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke.
Mhm.
I love to get the rest on Blu-ray, but like I don't know if I could bring myself to buy that because I won't watch it because it will just
Yeah.
it's heavy. It's heavy shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
no, absolutely it is, yeah. No,
yeah,
that's fair enough. I can understand that. Um, right, we've got about 15 minutes left, so we'll try and do like I'm just gonna bring up a couple more here.
just
So
blissful.
apologies to the ones we don't get to, but I thought this was interesting. Besides Jack and Jill, what is the worst Adam Sandler film? He says his is Just Go With It. Do you have a worst Adam Sandler film?
Um, I've barely seen much really.
Okay.
You usually if it's like within the last 10 years, I pretty much know it's going to be bad, so I haven't
Yeah.
watched anything he's done for a while. There's one film that I do know people say is really good, which is what is it called? Something Gems, Uncut Gems is meant to be really good.
I
But in terms of his comedies, I've heard
yeah.
that most of the recent ones have been dreadful. So I've
Mhm.
kind of like the Adam Sandler that I remember growing up is like Little Nicky,
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
Gilmore, that kind of
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I mean, I think I must have watched I think I'm up to, like, 30 of his films, I think I've seen.
Oh well, didn't
Um,
realize there's in that many.
I've seen a fair few, but worst ones, I think I'd say I don't mind Just Go With It. I can acknowledge it's not a very good film, but I don't mind that one. And Jack and Jill's terrible, but I think there's a couple that I actually think are worse somehow. And
Mhm.
I think for me, I know he only does voice work in it, but Zookeeper was awful. I think Kevin James stars in it, and he talks to all the animals like Doctor Doolittle. Rosario
There is a
Dawson.
film. Sorry, I cut you right off there. Sorry.
No, 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 it's all right. Yeah, go on. Mhm.
There is a film with him in that I'm kind of like I'm kind of intrigued. It's been shit on completely. Everyone, from everyone that's reviewed it, says it's like terrible. But it might be fun terrible, and that's a film called Pixels. I mean, I kind of want to see it because it's video games, and I'm like, oh, I've
Yeah.
got Pac-Man, and it's like an alien race, but they've taken on
Mhm.
video games as their like
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like manifestation. I was like, that sounds fun, but I bet it is probably terrible, but it might be fun.
I have seen it, and I think it is terrible.
I mean, I think I know that going in.
I remember being excited for it when it was coming out. I was like, I like Adam Sandler. He's finally got a big budget. The trailer was like, this looks fun. And then I watched it
Yeah.
and I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is gonna an interesting one as well. Mr. Jamie Powell, hello, mate. Hope you're
Hello,
doing well.
Jamie.
Are you looking forward to the next Ghostbuster film? It's called Frozen Empire.
It's
Are you?
Ghostbusters, so I'm gonna watch it because I really enjoyed Afterlife before. Afterlife was
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just wondering where they're gonna take it because
Mm,
without being horrible, because I loved Afterlife. Let's face it, boil it down to its basic elements. Afterlife was a nostalgia bait movie,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%.
Mm,
Because obviously Gozer coming back, and obviously like
yeah,
this, giving the nods to Harold Ramis as well in at the end, which made everyone cry.
yeah.
Made you all cry. Yeah, I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah.
Um, it made everyone cry, especially like it made me cry because I lost my dad like fairly recently, so it hit
Mm,
home there. I don't know, but yeah. So being as it may, I don't know where they're going to go with this, but I'm
no.
intrigued what narrative they can really tell because we've had
Mhm.
4 movies with ghosts and they're catching ghosts. Like, I mean,
Yeah. It it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna be curious to see whether they do a lot of revisiting with the old cast again, or if this is now gonna be like just the new cast.
Yeah, which I really like the new cast. I thought they did a good job.
Yeah, I
They were
agree.
charismatic. They were likable.
Hmm.
I love the scene in Afterlife where they discover the Ecto one. They're running around. They're trying to figure out how to catch Slimer, and they're like,
Yeah.
what? No, he wasn't called Slimer. What was he called?
Oh,
He ate like metal and stuff, didn't
yeah,
he?
the one that was chewing all the metal in the
Yeah, I can't
garage.
remember his name.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
like, I even love the way that scene was shot, where you got I forget the character. Bear in mind, I forget the character's name. I've only
Yeah.
seen it once in the cinema. I've not
Yeah.
rewatched it since. Where the main Phoebe is her name, the main girl. She's on the side.
Yeah.
She's
Hmm.
on the side seat that comes
Mm.
out of the car. She's got the the
Yeah.
proton pack on and stuff. And the way that shot was pretty cool. Like, I
Hmm.
like the way it was shot. So if it's got the energy of that film, I think it's just going to be a home run if they do it right.
Yeah. No. Oh,
I think
Jamie's
that,
comments. Chomper.
Chomper,
Yeah.
yes. Um, is it Jason Reitman? Is that the Ivan Reitman's son? He directed Afterlife.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
his name? Jason? That's my name, but is it
Yeah.
his name?
I'm not too sure, but yeah, I know it's his
Yeah.
son.
Hopefully he's directing because he did a good job of Afterlife.
Yeah. No, I did really enjoy Afterlife actually. Yeah, they went into production really quick on this one. I'm hoping they didn't maybe rush the script just to get another one in production, but we'll see. Um, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I don't know when it's coming out, whether it's soon or not. But I'm looking forward to seeing some trailers for it. Hopefully, it
I
won't be
don't
too.
know. I always get a bit confused because I'm just like, well, if that's coming out next year, surely we have a trailer by now, right? I'm always like, what's usually the go time for trailers? 5 months away, 6 months away? What have you really
See,
seen?
I think it's might be less now because, like,
Hmm.
don't get wrong, not that I care about this movie, but we only got the Aquaman one like 3 weeks ago, didn't we? I think.
I don't know. I don't follow that
That,
crap.
oh, no, it is crap. Nah. Uh, I'm the idiot who actually keeps up to date with it for some reason. And that's coming out in December, so I don't know.
No, because I only asked the question is because I remember when Batman v Superman was all teased, and they dropped that trailer for that in 2015,
Mm,
2014, a year before the film.
yeah.
Like, I don't see that really happening now. It's usually like a good, like, maybe like 4 or 5 months before the film.
Yeah, I feel like the cinemas got so much busier now as well. It's like they have to just advertise, 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 get it out, boom. Everything
Mm.
happens so much quicker now.
And it's that fast on the back end as well. Like, for example, I kept I'm in an iron about seeing Saw X in the cinema,
Mhm.
but Soph couldn't see it because it was going to be because he does all that quick editing. She gets motion sick with that, so she couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'll wait till it comes out on video on demand and rent it or whatever.
Mhm.
And it's on video on demand. I think it came out yesterday on
Oh, really?
video on demand. But this is where video on demand. I think I realised. I figured it out why they're
Mhm.
putting stuff on video on demand really quick
Mm.
because they charge 16 fucking quid to rent it.
Yeah.
Fucking greedy bastards.
Yeah. No, that really
Why
doesn't
would you pay
surprise
that? You'd
Yeah.
wait until the physical release, right?
Yeah.
I bet the Blu-ray's even cheaper than that. I bet the Blu-ray would be about a tenner when it
Probably.
comes
Yeah,
out.
probably.
You
Yeah.
know? But I don't know. It's
Yeah.
madness.
There are a lot of films though now where I do just think, oh, shall I just wait till that goes to streaming? I did that with like, for example, again, I knew this film would be crap, but I love the original, and that was The Little Mermaid was coming out, and I was like,
Okay.
do I bother? Do I honestly bother? And I was like, it'll be on Disney Plus at some point this year, and it was. So,
Mm.
but streaming services, I know some people hate them, especially when we're in this physical media collecting community, but I get my use out of the streaming services.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the streaming service as a concept, especially when it was used to be just Netflix back in the
Mhm,
day, like the early 2010s and whatever, it's
mhm,
lost its novelty where you
mhm.
could go on this one website and it'd be everything you could ever think of being on there at a click of a button. Now, I feel like it's become so segregated
Mhm,
and splintered, and
mhm.
I feel like the services are telling you what to watch now rather
Yeah,
than you going like, "Oh, I fancy watching, I don't know, Jason and the Argonauts. Oh, there
yeah,
we go, Netflix, boom." Now it's like, "Oh, I fancy watching King Kong. Oh, that's
yeah,
Warner Brothers. Oh, it's on HBO Max. I don't have that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 15 quid a month. Oh, fuck that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like you got to figure out where these films lie now because there's fucking everyone everywhere.
100%. Yeah.
And
No,
there's not, unless you're a multi-millionaire, there's not one person on this planet that I think that has just a traditional day job that, you know, earns the average salary. There's no one on this planet that can have every fucking streaming service.
I actually have to Google sometimes. I'll come across a movie. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. It's like from 10 years ago. It's got to be on a streaming service. And it's like, I actually have to Google where to stream, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, usually I'll just put in the movie, and Google usually goes where to watch down the bottom. You know, say like Prime, or you could rent it on YouTube. And usually for £3, most of them to rent are £3, especially older films. But at the moment, like I said, we're watching the Final Destination movies. I had Soph had the first two on DVD, so we watched the DVDs of those, but we don't have the others. So we watched number 3. We rented number 3, and it was like £3.50 to rent in HD. Like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Ever, like, you know, just to rent it, like, you know, a night to watch a film. That's great. I'm not going to go out of my way to find a streaming service that has it.
No.
It's too much. You know,
that's fair. I mean, I tend to do that with movies as well sometimes because I don't tend to buy as much as I used to. Like, I used to, like, it's like, for example, like the new Mission Impossible's coming out. It's like, I don't need to buy that. I don't need it. It's rare now that I get new films on release. I much prefer getting like older films, like the Arrow Video exclusive sets and the Second Sight sets.
I've pre-ordered so much from Arrow this year; it's ridiculous. So you got the Warriors 4K, you got the 2 Conan 4Ks coming out.
See, them I'm tempted on. I don't know if I will get them, but
so much coming out. You had that new the new Hellraiser 4K set. I got that recently.
I did pass on that in the end, just because last month there was so much that I bought. I bought the It Follows set.
I love that film.
Yeah, the Psycho set. There was one of those.
Oh, I got that as well. What a set that is! Wow,
that's one of my favourites. As I say, there was a Doctor
Bruce.
Who.
You get the Bruce Lee set. The Bruce Lee set is one of the best sets of the year.
Do you know what though? I was so kindly sent that.
Oh wow! No way.
It was unbelievable. Cool. Because I remember I was in Hungary for the Formula One. My mum was like, "This big box turned up for you," and I was like, "I ain't ordered anything." I was like, "Open it, tell me what's in it." And she sent me a picture of it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
It comes with a note as well.
Like, yeah, no, I did. But
that's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's hard. I've been very generously gifted so many things while I've been doing YouTube. I actually feel a bit when I speak about them. I feel a bit like, oh god, it's hard. It's very overwhelming actually how much I've been sent over the years doing YouTube.
It's crazy, like some of the stuff on this shelf here. I've been subscribing Mal's like as well.
Yeah,
but I think it's here. Jamie Powell, if he's in the chat, he got me this for my birthday a couple of years ago.
I've got that. Do you know? I remember you unboxing that or showing it in your birthday haul, and I went straight on Amazon and bought myself one. And he's sitting on top of my speaker.
That's awesome.
But no, genuinely, like what I said at the start of the video, watching your early videos on Godzilla, that's what made me finally go, I'm gonna buy that Criterion set. And then once I'd finished them, I don't mind admitting this because it's so hard to watch in the UK. I went online and I found out where I could watch the others, and I went through every Godzilla film. And yeah, like what a load of great films there. And I don't know if you saw my post on Instagram. They had this beautiful stand for Godzilla at MCM last weekend for the new Toho film.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like hang on, I'll show you. I'll have to hold my phone up. I'm not
Godzilla -1, man. Like that is literally my most anticipated movie of 2023.
Right, yeah.
Man, wow, I would have killed to get a photo with that. Holy shit.
I did have a photo with it.
Fucking bastard. No, yeah. Oh, mate, I'm sure you've seen the trailer for Godzilla -1.
Oh, yeah, it looks fantastic. And, you know, we've been so treated. We got that. We got the Monarch show in like a couple weeks as well.
Yeah, we've got a new Godzilla Cross King Kong movie maybe next year. I think it's next year. It's like there's never been a better time to be a Godzilla and Kaiju fan. Like there's that new Gamera animated show, which I've not finished, but I watched a few episodes. It's really good from what I've seen of it.
Where's that
Netflix.
on? It's on Netflix.
It's an anime-esque animated series. I think it's about 8 episodes or 10 episodes.
I'm literally adding that to my watch list right now, so I
Yeah.
don't forget.
It
Because
the way I can describe that show, it's literally about these kids. It's set in
yeah,
the 80s as well, so it's literally Stranger Things with fucking kaiju monsters. It's awesome.
love that.
It's pretty killer. Yeah, there's so much, man. There's a Gamera series. I think there's this new animated King Kong series. Either it's
Yeah.
out already or it's coming
Mhm.
out. I can't remember. Like you said, that Monarch show, which I've got a pet peeve about that because I own an Apple Play and I don't have any Apple devices, so I fuck that noise.
I
Apple
got
TV, whatever it's called.
my mate who I did my podcast with, Ryan. I don't know if I should say this on the internet, but screw it. I give him my Now TV password, and he gives me his Apple Plus one. So we share.
Oh well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that trailer, man, for Godzilla -1.
yeah,
Oh, when he's laying there, he's just like that monster will never forgive us. I'm like,
mm, yeah. I'm
and
curious.
the crazy thing about this movie that I'm just like, did I read that right? Because I looked at it, I was like, there's fucking hell, this guy's got a workload. The
Mm,
director, so he's directing it, he
mhm,
wrote it, and
mhm.
he's done all the VFX.
Oh, really?
Because
Jeez.
he was the VFX artist on Shin Godzilla.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah,
he
yeah,
designed Shin Godzilla, done all the VFX CGI on that. So they've promoted him to write and direct this new one, but he's
yeah.
also done the VFX. I'm like, fuck, suck a
Well,
dick, Disney. This guy knows what he's doing. Like, holy shit.
yeah.
Oh
I'm
man,
hoping it gets like a UK release in the cinema.
it
I don't know.
is. Yeah, it's
Oh,
been
it is.
announced.
Yeah.
Yeah, a company called Anime Limited
Mhm.
were quite big in the anime. They put out anime like physical.
Mhm.
They've secured the rights for a UK theatrical release, 15th of December.
Love that.
And mark your fucking calendars,
I
dude.
will
I'm
be there.
day one. I'm gonna phone in work.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, sorry. No sausage rolls for you. I'm so sorry. Godzilla time. Boom.
Yeah. Mate, I'll be there in
and
the
I'm
cinema for that
and I'm
one.
gonna travel because my local cinema, Cineworld.
Mm.
I'm not sure how they're like for getting those kind of exclusive showings, or maybe they might not be on the docket. And it sounds like my one's closing down soon because my
Yeah.
monthly subscription is reduced in price, if anything,
Oh,
which is
really?
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm hoping somewhere like Showtime Cinema, which is my
Yeah.
other closest one, or even if you have to go into London, I go to a BFI one.
Yeah. Mhm.
But BFI might get it, and BFI have really nice cinemas.
Yeah.
South Bank cinemas. I saw the original Godzilla on big screen in the South Bank BFI cinema.
Well, I'll tell
That
you
was
what, if you
awesome.
end up going to one in London, let me know, and maybe I'll come to the same one.
You know what? You know what? Jamie Powers said, let me know when you're going to see it because we can meet up. So we all can fucking meet up
Yeah.
and see Godzilla.
If it's in London, I'm
That'd
there.
be epic. Oh mate.
Uh, but anyway, I'm gonna wrap the stream up there, mate. It has
Yeah.
been an absolute pleasure, though. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
man, it's been good.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
pleased we got to do some Godzilla talk at the end there. I feel like if I don't talk to you
Yeah.
about Godzilla,
The
then
hype is real.
but anyone who's watching now, anyone who's watching on a playback, blah blah blah. If you're not subscribed to Jason, make sure you do so. There's a link in the description to his channel.
I have a
um,
second channel, Command and Console, will do everything to video games.
Commander Cons. I'll link that one as well tomorrow for you in the description.
Very much.
But yeah, thank you so
Appreciate
much for
it.
coming on, mate. It's been an absolute
Oh,
pleasure.
thanks for having me, man. It's
Yeah,
been good.
honestly, I feel like I could talk to you for days. And hey,
Well,
hopefully,
we've got 2 videos coming out on my channel that we've done a
Mhm.
collaboration on.
Yeah, well,
So
one
that'll
was
be
a
fun.
mistake on my part, but
Yeah, but I'm turning it into a video, so
nice.
it's gonna
I love
be
that.
The Wacky World of Godzilla, my new series. That's 2
Yes,
new videos with you involved, so that's gonna be fun. So look out
yes,
for those.
absolutely. And hopefully, you never know, you might see like another collab of us in December going to see Godzilla.
Yeah, man, I'm up for that.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming along, guys, and I'll see you next time for another one. Thank you very
Take
much.
care, everyone. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.